we will be doing Prairie mathly, round number 119 by Steven. So I will be doing 4 and 6. So let's look at 4 first. It is asking you how many integer pairs were a and 2022 divided by a minus 1 are integers. So this is pretty easy. So before doing the question, I will give you a hint if you want to solve this right now. So this is how you can factorize 2022. Okay, so what you want to do here is like the realization is to make a and positive integer. That's pretty easy. You can just say a belongs to integer. Like just that's not that much of a restriction, because usually your a is usually integer. The real restriction is that making sure that this is an integer. Because for example, if let's say a is 20, then 2022 is not divisible by 20 minus 1. Okay, so usually a minus 1 are not divisible by 2022. There are only a few exceptions to this rule. So as I shown, 2022 is 2 times 3 times 337. So a minus 1 can be a factor of this. So I have to either be a factor of 2 or it is not a factor of 2. So it's only a factor of 1. 3 or it is not a factor of 3, but it's still a factor of 1. And 337. Okay, notice here, this 2 to the first power, 3 to the first power, and 337 to the first power. So a minus 1 have to choose between this number, 2 being to the power of 0, or have 2 to the power of 1. Because you're either choosing be divisible by 2 or be divisible by 2 to the 0 power, which is 1. So there's 2 choices here. So there's 2 directions that a minus 1 can be. And the same applies to 3 and 337. So there's 2 times 2 times 2 ways. So that is 8. And just to list exactly what those ways are, if you were to choose one for these, if you were to choose one, then a minus 1 is equal to 1, and a is equal to 2. And if you're to choose 2, 1, 1, then a minus 1 is 2, and a would be 3. So yeah, so the answer is, and you can just find all the numbers like this. So the answer is A. Okay, so now let's move on to question 6. Question 6 is asking you if you know that f of s is equal to this, then evaluate this. So I'm going to rewrite this. So instead of writing f of, let's say 1 over 1001, instead of writing that, I'm just going to write out the full thing. Okay, so f 1 over 1001 is equal to 4 to the 1 divided by 1001 over 4 to the 1 divided by 1001 plus 2. because you're just plugging in f for the value. Okay, so you want to rewrite everything. Oh, but anyways, okay. And if you were to do that, then like the bunch of f combined, like the thing that you want to be evaluating, would end up something like this. So f 1/1001 divided by, I'm going to write out two terms because reasons later. Plus 2 1001 divided by 4 to the 2 divided by 1001 plus 2, and then keep going until 4 to the 999 divided by 101 and 999 1001 plus 2 plus, and then you stop here because that's the original question. Okay, so there is one way to do this question, and that is, instead of grouping these two numbers and these two numbers, instead of doing that, we'll just calculate them out individually. We want to group these two numbers, which is a very common thing. You want to group the first term and you want to group the last term together, because that will make something happen. Okay, so if we just move this thing over here, then that and then let's see what will happen. Okay, so if we move this over here, okay, I lost the 1, and let's move this over here. Okay, so now let's see what will happen. We can rewrite 1000 as 1001 minus 1. And instead of writing 999 here, we want to do 1001. Okay, I won't write over them. I'll just erase them. We can do 1001 minus 2, because 2 is the number we want here, since this is equal to 2. So hopefully something will cancel out. Yeah, so and notice, you can do this to every number. It doesn't have to be 1 or 2. As long as they're at like the opposite end of each other, they can be rewritten like this. So for example, the middle term would be when this number is 500 and 501, and they can still be written as 500 and 1001 minus 500. Wait, 501. 1000 minus 1001 minus 500 is 501. So yeah, you can rewrite every term like this. Okay, now what you want to do is simplify this. So notice that there's a 2 here and a 2 here, and there's like a, let's say this is number x. If you have number x here, then you'll also have a number x corresponding to it, as you can see. So how do we simplify this? So we can just take out the -1. So 1001 divided by 1001 divide by 4 times 1001 minus. In this case, it is 1. But in that case, it is 2. And in another case, it would be 3. So let's just say n, where n is like just a number. So I was just, it is n to just show you it will work in every case. It can be simplified like this in every case. Wait a sec. This should be, okay, so either you multiply here or you divide by it, but don't keep the negatives. I'll just multiply this. Okay, so we basically take the -1 out, or the negative n, I guess. Actually, I'm just going to replace all the ones with n. So you take the negative n out, and then now you get this. And you do this something similar over here. So you get 4. By the way, this is 1001 divided by 1001. That is equal to 1. So this term is equal to 4. And the same thing happens down here because these two are the same number. So 4 times 4 to the negative n divided by 1001 plus 2. Now this 2 is actually kind of like you don't want the 2 to be here, because what you want to do is you want to cancel out this term. And since the 2 is here, you can't really do that. So let's just rationalize this. Actually, it's not rationalized, but you know what I mean. Like, just multiply this on both sides. So we have 4 to the 1001 negative n divided by 4 to the 1001 to negative n. Now we can cancel out a bunch of things. So let's divide by this number, both the numerator and the denominator. So we divide by this number on both the numerator and denominator. And now we are left with this. Okay, notice we can still divide by 2 on both the numerator and denominator. So 2 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 4 to the negative n over 1001. So negative n over 1001, that is equal to 1 divided by this is equal to this to the negative of this, because that's what 1 divided by means. Because the negative is equivalent to 1 divided by. So let's write negative instead. Now notice we can simplify this again. Okay, instead of writing that, we write this instead. Okay, so instead of writing that, we write this. And then now notice we can simplify again. This is equal to 4 to the n divided by 1001. Okay. And you might be seeing something. So okay, I'm going to erase these two since we don't want to write them like this. Oh wait, I want to leave the 2 here. 2 plus. So 2 plus this number, 2 over 2 plus these two number. Okay, so that alone is actually not very simplified. But notice, if you add this thing to it, you will see something pretty special. So since they have the same denominator, we can just combine them. So let's just combine these two things. Let's just put this over here. We can combine them because they have the same numerators. Oh, this is plus. I accidentally erased it. And notice these two are the same thing. So this is equal to 1. And the same, so basically this term is equal to 1. This is also equal to 1. You know, the middle case where you have 500, f of 500 over 1001 and 501 over 1001. If you add those up, if you add these two terms up, you'll also get 1. So yes, you're probably seeing a pattern here. The answer is 500 because there's 500 of them. The middle term is 500, so there would be 500 of them. So yeah, the answer is 500.